What up? This is Robert Horry.
I'm good.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
Well, it's a big day in the Horry household. That's what's going on. Happy birthday to the star of this show, the man, the namesake, seven-time NBA champion, Rob Horry. Happy birthday, brother. Get them arms up.
I'm feeling old, man. How about I put my arms up? You know, we get this age, it shit start getting flabby.
I thought you were going to say you pulled something. Like you got them up and you're like, oh, shit, that's my elbow. No.
I know. It's weird because yesterday I was showing someone, they asked me, do you play golf? I said, no, I have a bad shoulder. I can't do this. And I just swung like I was swinging. I was like, damn it. My shoulder started hurting for like 2 hours.
Bark at you all day for no reason. Bitch, getting old sucks, man.
Yeah.
Getting old sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing for your By the way, how old are you today?
56.
56 years old. Very good.
1970.
Okay. And what are you doing for your big day? You doing anything fun?
My wife has asked me that about 15 times a day. She's like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And I was like, at first I wanted to go here, then I wanted to go there. Then I said, you know what? I want to go to one of my favorite restaurants. They have this Cantonese lobster, and they have these with garlic noodles. And I says, okay, that's what I want to do today. I want to go have me some Cantonese lobster with some garlic noodles.
Good. Yeah, It's funny. You get older, you don't, like the whole to-do about your birthday kind of starts to go away. Like, all I want to do is really be left alone. Like, can we go get a meal and I can play like 2-3 hours of video games? You know what I mean? Like, that's all I want.
Yeah.
I just don't want to spend 3 hours in the yard today. How about that? Can I not do that? Yeah. So, well, good for you.
That's the best thing for me is like, I say, I only like celebrating with the fives, 50, 55, 60, 65.
Yeah, those are milestones. Yeah. I get that.
But I will say this, I will be celebrating 62.
Dude, we're all going to be so young. Are you kidding me? Harp and I are flying out for 62. What are you talking about? That NBA pension's going to hit. We are at that party. We are at whatever party that is. We are there for it. So
I say the boy got his own money. The boy got his own money.
The boy got his own money.
He got that NBA pension money. Yeah, like Adam Silver on them $100 bills, man. Cash them jokers. So yeah, that'll be fun. So we're only like 6 years away from that. We got to keep the show going for 6 more years. I can do it.
Yeah, we're about 2 years away.
You got the head nod on that one, dog. What are you doing?
Oh man.
Well, I mean, dude, it's been, all things considered, hasn't been a crazy week. It's been pretty quiet. There's some crazy stuff going on. Some stuff we're going to talk about. Some stuff we're not. I'm going to address it right off the top of the show. For everybody that has sent us the Enes Kanter stuff, I have no desire.
No desire.
I have no desire to talk about it. I mean, like, it's such a screwy issue, and I think kind of like what he's doing with it, and was it Royce is doing with it, I think is stupid, and it's petty, and I get that you're trying to prove a point, but like, go get a fucking hobby or a job or something. What are you doing, man? Like, everybody's been saying, I got to get your guys' take on this, and I'm like, you're not gonna. I think it's petty and stupid, and I really don't want to talk about it. But I have been getting it from a lot of people. So
to me, when you look at something like that, I'm like, dude, why, man? That's like, you should be trying to uplift your sisters. I mean, the WNBA, you should be trying to do as much as possible to give them, good fanfare. And this is a situation where I don't know if you're doing it for yourself or you got to screw loose or what, but it's just not worth addressing because it's just not.
No, and I'm going to be honest with you. I get it on both sides.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's two sides to this coin, and there's valid points on both, which is like most political stuff these days. But the problem is unless you take a stance on it, everybody just wants to judge you one way or another. And I'm like, I refuse. I'm just not going to get into it. It ain't worth it. So if you've sent us the Enes Kanter stuff and asked for our opinion on it, I apologize. Not our jam.
Hey, they're going to make if you played in the NBA, you cannot play in the WNBA. And I shut them two up.
And that should be the end of the conversation right there. My goodness. The fact that we have to even say that in today's society is just, the world is crooked, man. It's weird. We do have some good basketball going on, though. FIBA World Cup is starting up, which is always fun. I mean, it's never consequential, but I like seeing stuff like the Wemby-Jokic matchup. I just think that's fun. Like
You talking about the Schroeder Cup?
the Schroeder Cup. Yeah, that's right. The
Schroeder Cup.
He owns the
Schroeder
cup, boy. Hey, I don't know what Dennis Schroeder does when he's in the World Cup and when he gets to the NBA. He can't stick with a team, but in the World Cup,
Oh
he's
man,
the man.
he's a defending champion. That man's got multiple trophies. Yeah, but it was fun to see Wemby. It was France and Serbia had like a little match earlier in the week. I think it was actually on Thursday. At Jokic and Wemby going at each other. This was, I thought, cool because they asked Jokic after the game what it was like playing with Wemby. Obviously, he's faced him in the NBA. This is kind of a different setting. And his quote, I thought, was really good. He's definitely a special opponent just because of how unique of a player he is and as a person. I don't see it as a rivalry. Do I take it a little bit more? No. I think I play every game the same way. But Victor definitely has the opportunity to be the most unique basketball player that we've ever seen. That's pretty damn high praise from the Joker, man, because for a long time, that quote was largely applied to Jokic, being the unique, kind of the mold breaker, the big man who can put up a triple-double kind of stuff. And I don't feel like he's passing the torch in that he's not going to be around, but it's like he's kind of looked at Wemby and been like, yeah, that mental's kind of yours now.
Well, Wemby, I think unique just is, game peep game. Unique peeps unique. I think we recognize Joker as unique. I think Wemby is even more unique. When you just talk about overall just skill set for a guy that tall and what we think he'll be, because he's not even in his prime yet.
No.
So, and what we think he'll be, moving forward. So, I mean, that's just a guy who recognizes game. That's a guy who recognizes greatness when he sees it. And we know Joker. Joker is a guy who really don't care. Like, basketball is not even his first love, and he's this good at it. Like, that man loves his horses
Yeah.
more than he loves basketball. Basketball is just a means for him to take care of his horses. So,
Which is funny, but true.
yeah, he doesn't have any reason not to salute him and really just say what we already feel anyway.
But you want it to be a rivalry, don't you, Rob? Like, don't you want the old NBA, like, oh, you know what, you're good, I'm good, and we're going to kick each other's ass?
You do want that just for the simple fact that everybody are friends now. You don't want them to be friends because you want someone to get punched in the mouth or elbowed in the chest.
That
or
league is
knocked out
gone.
the air. Yeah, so, but I think for me, so what?
Hey, Harp said that league's gone, and I was like,
Oh
that
yeah,
sucks.
yeah. That league is gone, but it's the point, and I thought, a couple years back we talked about this before when the Greek Freak said he's not trying to be anybody's friends, and I think Wemby is coming across like that too. So I think he's one of those guys that's going to be in that mold where he ain't trying to be friends with nobody, and so I think when young guys that are like the stars, the NBA is a copycat league. Mm-hmm. Maybe other guys will start copying them. Like, I ain't trying to be nobody's friends either. I ain't trying to smile and how you like to say it, Harp, kiki with motherfuckers. Yeah, so hopefully that'll turn to a league where it gets more competitive. You're not helping nobody off the floor that ain't in your same uniform or something like that. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping the trend starts right there.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. But we do have FIBA World Cup tipping off officially later this week. So we get to get a little bit of basketball before we get to a little bit of basketball before we get to preseason. So the Schroeder Cup, as it's been dubbed by Rob. Harden's deal got done.
Damn.
3 years, $97 million, dude. And he tips over the $500 million mark for his career earnings. He's going to be at 508.6 by the end of 28-29. 4 players in NBA history have earned over that mark with Harden. You also have Kevin Durant, who I believe is number 1 all time, LeBron James, and Steph Curry. $500 million mark. I know the answer to this question. There's 2 questions here I'm going to ask you guys. I'm thinking the answer is no and no, but I'm still going to ask them. Does he need a ring to be a Hall of Famer, and will he get a ring?
No.
All
right, that's what I thought. Yeah. But it's like, you feel like you've gotten all this, these accolades, you've gotten all this money, you've gotten this bag. I wonder about James sometimes, though. Like, does that desire burn for him, or is he happy with the bag?
I think for me, I think he's not happy with the bag because you see him out there competing. I think now his body has put him in a position where he can only do so much. And then you look at the team that he's with. Cleveland is a good team, but are they championship worthy? Who knows? Maybe they can get another pick of this.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Who knows? Silly things that happen. And I just think this is probably his last contract. And so
for sure.
At this much money.
I'd love to, at least at this level.
At this much money. Because he's, 36 years old?
Yeah.
37.
Yeah.
His birthday is tomorrow. And so.
That's right. He's going to be making 30 and change. It's like.
Yeah. And I'm like, and I think at his position, you got to think about, he reminds me of Allen Iverson, when Allen Iverson was so good, but all of a sudden, Father Time hits you and you can't do the things that made you so dynamic. Are you able to adjust your game, to make you more dynamic, So, but it's going to be interesting. I love James. His mom's a good friend of mine, and I wish him I hope he wins the championship because he's for people who don't know James, and when you get a chance to meet him, he's a really nice guy. He's a really nice guy. And so I just don't think he's in a situation that team there is not going to win him a chip.
Look, I am never going to crap on anybody when it comes to their career earnings being over half a B.
Of course not.
Because even if you don't win a title, he has won an MVP. Even if you don't win a title, do you know how amazing of a feat it is to be able to make that kind of money over a span of your career? That means there's a level of value that you have, or whatever your agent says you have, because you got to have a good agent to get that as well. To be able to acquire that amount of money, that's why it's only a handful of guys to be able to have done it so far, and if you're asking me, look, I would love to win an NBA title, but if you're telling me, B, hey, you may not win a title, but you can make $500 million over your span of your career. I'm going to take the $500 million.
Well, of course.
You'll be happy either way.
Yeah.
I can get an MVP. And which means I'm a prominent player in this league. Now, I've said a lot of things about
Hall of Famer.
Right. Now, I've said a lot of things about James Harden. I've said his game is not aligned with winning a title. And his game is annoying to watch. But it doesn't mean that he's not a Hall of Famer, and it doesn't mean that he's not worth, or at least the teams feel as though he's been worth the money that he's made. So I salute him because he's gotten to the bag his whole career, along with all those other guys.
Yeah, and he's been exceptional at times. You know what I mean? Like we've talked about his shortcomings in the postseason, especially in Game 7s. That's been a big sticking point with his career. And you know what, though? Like you both said, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. There's going to be no debate about that. He got his bag. I worry. I kind of look at him and go, like, to your point, Rob, is like he doesn't need the ring, but is he at a point now in his career where he's like, damn, what can I do to get one? And I'm not 100% sure Cleveland is stocked up enough for it. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're deep enough. I don't know if they're dynamic enough. I think when they're coached well and they play well and they play the right offensive scheme and they actually defense up a little bit, they're a formidable team. They're one of the better teams in the East. I don't think they're the best team in the East. The East got a whole lot better this year. We talked about that. So, I don't know. Like, I mean, you got to sign that deal knowing, okay, I'm going to get my money, but I don't know if this is the right road for a ring for him.
But do you do the LeBron thing though and take less money to try to win another chip or win a chip? For me, it's like
no.
You don't. If
his mind don't work like LeBron's.
Well, I'm just saying, but you don't though, because LeBron's made more off the court than he is on the court. So in James's case, he's not going to make more off the court than he is on the court. And I think for him. And if I'm in the same situation and I'm at this point in my life where I'm saying I can make $30 million a year or go play for Team A and make $5 million to try to win a championship ring. Nah, I ain't doing that shit. I'm gonna take the $30 million and then hopefully if something happens, they trade me to a team where I get a chance to make them win a championship. But right now I'm taking the bag and I ain't mad at them. You take the money.
No, yeah, you always do.
Because there's one thing you can't do. You can't go back in time and redo that and say, damn, I missed out. Just ask Dennis Schroeder.
Wow.
That man got almost $100 million at 37 years old.
Yeah, 97.
Bro, you talking about getting everything you can while you can.
Yeah, his agent. You got to say his agent, boy.
Yeah.
His agent must go in there with some say, hey, just drink the Kool-Aid real quick and
Yeah, have a quick sip of this before you look at the numbers.
Because James is great, and you think about as a GM, I love James, but I need flexibility. But to give him $30 million, that doesn't give you that much flexibility over the next couple. Because you got to think you got Spider, you got Mobley, and so that's going to be all your money right there. It doesn't give you that much flexibility, and I think that's what I would be looking at. That's no diss to James or anybody else, but you always got to be thinking of the next year, doing the same year you're playing.
Yeah, and also too, like if your hope is that Cleveland can make a run and get you to where you want to go, you're going to have to give them some flexibility to bring in a piece or two to fill in the gaps that you need, whether it's guys coming off the bench or another starter, whatever it is that they feel like they're going to need as the season goes on. You haven't given them much in the way of flexibility by signing that deal. So you got to just go, okay, well, I'm going to take my money, be happy with my money, and I'm going to be content with the fact that I probably haven't left them in a situation where they can go get a piece they need to win. We do have another couple signings to talk about here. Klay looks like he'll be signing in Miami. If he cleared waivers Sunday night, so it looks like he's officially signed, 2-year deal, $11.5 million with the Heat, and then decided to get into it with people on Instagram or something after that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he was barking back at people on Instagram after he signed, and I'm like trying to lay out his guys were going, oh, who put Klay Thompson's not gonna make a difference, and he was like, man, I was the leading scorer in the 16 playoffs. What the hell are you guys talking about? And it was like, why are you getting into it with the trolls, man? Like, leave him be. But Klay in Miami, thoughts?
I think that'd be great for Klay because, the way they're going to play with Bam and Greek Freak, they're going to be just trying to get to the paint.
Yep.
And Klay's at a point in his career where, you know what, I'm just going to sit over here. Defense has a tendency to try to bite and stop those guys. I'm just sitting over here and splash.
Yeah.
Go back to being a splash, brother.
Wait for my opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah. You want Klay to have success because when you talk about great guys that have played this game, he's one of those guys. You just love the way he plays. He doesn't say much. He just goes out and plays hard on both ends of the floor. Does a really good job. And he's like one of those guys we talk about. The injuries just messed his career up down the line because he was so damn good.
Yeah. And look, Klay, one, he shouldn't be online going back and forth with people. But teach their own.
Nobody should.
People feel like they need to for whatever reason to voice their opinion, and I have folks speak on their name for whatever reason. But at the same time, Klay, you're not the same player you were in 2016, dog.
Oh, 10 years ago, bro.
And look, I get what you've done, and you can't discredit that. What you have done is made you one of the greatest sharpshooters of all time and has made you a future Hall of Famer. But, bro, we are in 2026, and you dialing back the clock 10 years, talk about what you used to be. No, all due respect, but you're not there anymore. Your shooting is still there, but you are not the player that you used to be, bro. And you can still contribute to the Miami Heat, cool, but you ain't going there for you to be a franchise player. That's not what you're there for.
Is he going to take his boat there?
He could if he wanted to.
Clay's 36, by the way, to your point, Rob.
36?
36. He's going to be 37 in February.
Yeah.
So he's up there.
It's weird now. Like you see these 36-year-old guys getting their bag, and when I hit 36, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
I'm done.
I think for a lot of people, and we've talked about this plenty of times, so we don't need to necessarily get into it. I think it's hard to say goodbye to it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you were at a point where, your career had so many high points that for you to be able to say, I'm good, I feel like and I'm not meaning to speak for you by any means, but I feel like you were probably at a point in your career where you were like, I got nothing left to prove. You know what I mean? Like, I got nothing left to prove. And I don't feel like Klay Thompson's got anything left to prove.
Yeah.
If he wanted to call it a career, he could have. And he would have had a lot of flowers thrown at his feet for the career that he had. It's just hard for guys to put it to bed,
Or he could have said, you know what? I'm going to go back to Golden State and just retire there.
Yeah, suppose that. I mean, that wouldn't have been a bad move. And that's not to say that he still doesn't do that. That at some point he doesn't, find a way back there to say, I'm going to.
1 to 2 year deal.
It was a 2-year deal, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
2 years, $11.5 million with the Heat. So, I mean, we're going to get to see. I mean, you got a decent group of people over there now. Obviously, Klay's going to be coming off the bench, but Davion Mitchell and Wiggins and Giannis and Bam, and you got a decent group in Miami. I still don't know if that's a championship roster, but it should be a fun ride. See what they can put together.
Yeah.
The other signing this week that I actually really thought was a good signing for everybody involved.
Me too.
Nuggets signing DeMar DeRozan. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, that's actually a good
I
pick.
thought
That's
that
a
was
good
good
pickup.
for DeMar. I thought that was really good for the Nuggets. He gets the veteran minimum for a 10-year player. It's a 1-year deal, $3.9 million. Obviously, he's going to be coming off the bench behind Christian Braun. But, God, with Jokic and Murray and Gordon and DeRozan giving you a little veteran leadership in there on top of the guys you already got, I don't know. I think that was a great move for Denver.
Let me just say this. Denver Nuggets, you better bring Christian Braun off the bench. Don't you dare put DeMar DeRozan on the bench.
Well, that's what it looks like it's going to be.
Christian Braun is the most overpaid player in basketball right now. Y'all gave him that big bag, and he hadn't done the things you thought he was going to do.
All the more reason you have to start him, though.
No, you put him back in the role that he excelled at. The reason they loved him so much is because all the energy he brought off the bench. And certain guys are just good at that. And that's not a disrespect to him. Coming off the bench, and everybody always think, I got demoted, I'm coming off the bench. No, dog, that's what you excel at. You're not a starter. You need to come off the bench where you can bring some damn havoc and some chaos. That's what you do. You don't start with chaos. You come in and bring that chaos. So, yeah.
Okay. I like the signing, though, for Denver.
Mm-hmm.
I like DeMar to fit with that scheme, those guys, that system. I like him a lot there.
Yeah,
and then we had another one was the Cavaliers got Peyton Watson. 5-team trade that moved a whole bunch of people around.
That was a weird trade.
Yeah, it was. Cavs get Peyton Watson on a new 4-year, $88 million deal, and Cam Whitmore. Nuggets get Julian Reese, a 2031 unprotected Cavs pick, and a 2032 second-round pick. Clippers get Max Strus. Wizards get Trey Mann, a second-rounder. Hornets get Dennis Schroeder. And a couple other pieces. And second-rounder, some cash, all that other stuff. But, no, just a weird all-around. Peyton Watson?
Is this 15 to 16 teams for Dennis Schroeder?
Oh, God. I mean, he was at 11 last week, or 11 or 12. I don't know if this puts him back to where he was officially up with the Ish Smith territory, but he might be in rarefied air as we speak. Good old Dennis Schroeder. But I don't know. Peyton Watson, I saw it, and I figured we'd mention it because it was a signing, but didn't really move the needle for me.
Yeah, I think it was because he was one of those coveted players that was just floating out there that everybody was talking about, and Denver didn't know what they was going to do with him. So I think it's a good move for Denver. Denver is quietly putting themselves back into a position where they can be a top five team in the U.S. because before they was like on the outside looking in to me.
Mm-hmm.
They
were a top 5 team in the West this past season.
Denver, where they were,
but I'm just saying everybody else got better in front of during the offseason. So
yeah, but okay. I mean, I look. Technically, yeah. I mean, the Spurs are still there. Minnesota's still there. OKC is still there.
Lakers?
Yeah.
I just don't think we know what the Lakers are going to be yet.
That's just it.
You forget. I think that's the Rockets are a better team than Denver right now.
Yeah.
The problem with the Rockets is they got to grow up. They're not grown-ups. Just Kevin Durant and a bunch of kids who are not growing up. And they have the talent and they have the
Van
ability.
Vliet. They'll have Fred back, which is going to make a big difference.
It will make a big.
And then they got Marcus Smart too. I know that sounds like some volatility there, but he is an excellent leader, and he does some great things for a team to put them in position to be successful. So
I need to see it from them. I'm more inclined to roll with Denver because I know what Denver can do. I've seen it from Denver. I need to see it more from Houston.
Yeah, and you've seen Denver get smacked around too.
That's cool.
That's true.
I also know that I can depend more on Jokic and those other guys there more so than I can Houston right now. I'm not saying Houston won't be good, but Houston has more to prove to me than Denver does.
Okay, well, let's talk about it briefly because we have some East-West predictions from ESPN for whatever they're worth. But they broke them down into groups of 5. You have the top 5 teams in the East and the West as the contenders, the second group of 5 as the play-in contenders, the play-in group, and then the bottom 5 is the bottom 5 of the conference. So I'm going to give you the contenders and the play-in groups. We'll start in the West because we're talking about it. Their contenders are the Spurs at the 1 seed, OKC at the 2, Denver at the 3, Rockets at the 4, Timberwolves at the 5. This is in the West. And then their play-in group has the Lakers at 6, Portland at 7, Suns at 8, Warriors at 9, and the Jazz at 10. Surprised by a couple of those at the lower side of the play-in group. But anybody that you would move around in that group, top 5 in the West, San Antonio, OKC, Denver, Houston, Minnesota. That feels right.
It feels right, but I still think OKC is going to be the best in the West.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I think that's one of the things just because I just feel like at the end of the day, OKC, everybody said, oh, they beat them last year, but OKC pretty much owns everybody else in the West. You know what I mean? So you got, and then they record is going to be, since San Antonio beat them 4 times, big deal. It ain't about how many times you beat me, it's how many times you beat everybody else. And so I still think OKC is number 1. And the only thing is I don't like about that, Phoenix is going to have a better record than a lot of people think. So I'm putting them up a little bit higher.
Okay.
Yeah. So
well, we're going to do our official playoff and play-in picks when we get a little closer to the season. We're not quite there yet, but Harp, anyone on that list jump out at you as
Oh, not really. It's hard to say in August.
We're so far out. Yeah, I know, but these were just like general predictions.
Hell, it's hard to say in December.
Yeah, but at least you're playing basketball in December.
Yeah.
We feel like we're so far out that you just don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of tough to really say.
Okay.
In, out, things of that nature.
Yeah.
It's weird.
General thoughts on rosters and positions and who got better and who got worse. So the East was your contenders in the East. Your top 5 were the Knicks at 1, the Pistons at 2, the Cavs at 3, the Sixers were at 4, and Boston was at 5. Your play-in group was the Hawks at 6, the Heat at 7. Raptors 8, Pacers 9, Magic 10. They got the Pacers back up in there.
Have they signed Jason yet?
Jalen Duran.
I'm sorry, Jalen.
They haven't yet.
No, I think that's still stuck in limbo because I haven't seen anything come down about it. If they did, it was real quiet, but I don't think it
What's going to happen with that? Oh, funny story. So Lindsey Hunter, my boy, Lindsey Hunter.
Okay.
We both Dirty South guys. Lindsey, I love you, man, but hey, basketball. Your guys hadn't made moves. It ain't about, your guys haven't made a move and you say it got better each and every year and y'all didn't make a move. You got to think about this. Everybody else got better, son. So Lindsey called me out the other day because remember on the last show I talked about everybody getting better but Denver?
Yep.
But Detroit?
Yeah.
And he's like, they said this last year and that last year. I'm like, Lindsey, come on now. Basketball. You didn't even win it. You didn't win a chip with them. You won a chip with Lakers. I understand that Detroit is your heart and your soul, but as a basketball person, man, don't get me wrong. I love Cade Cunningham. I think he's one of the greatest stars we have out there, but everybody else got better, son. So, Lindsey, you got my number. Call me, dog. Let's talk.
and depending on how they resolve this Jalen Duran situation, I would assume that at some point in time they
will. He's still, by the way, he's still unsigned. It still has not come to resolution.
I don't know, and I say this about Philly because everything is contingent upon their health. Just like everybody else, but specifically them because of Joel Embiid. If Joel Embiid is relatively healthy, I don't think Detroit is better than Philly. I just don't. I think when you add a guy like LeBron, who really is could be your third resort and your third option.
Could be your fourth.
Could be. I just
the way that lineup is. If that lineup is healthy and producing.
Yeah. I think Philly has a little bit too much depth firepower. Not just depth with guys who can go in and just kind of, get the job. I'm talking about guys that can, like VJ Edgecombe is going into his sophomore year, and that's a guy that can, any given night, can put up anywhere between 15 and 20 points.
Yeah.
And then we're not even talking about Tyrese Maxey. We're not, obviously, Jaylen Brown and all that. They got guys who can take over games, and it could be any one of their night. And I just don't think Detroit has that many guys. They lean so much on Cade Cunningham.
Yeah,
to
a
be able
lot.
to distribute, to be able to create. And even what we saw with Jalen Duren, he wasn't the guy in the playoffs that we saw in the regular season. Hence why Detroit wasn't the team that was able to make it out the first round.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I just think Philly's deeper.
I agree, and you're right.
Like-
It's contingent on their health.
And then, also, when you look at that, I think people are discrediting the Hawks a little bit too much to me. I think they're a top 5 team in the East. I think about
Your
their
lips to God's ears, hopefully.
for real.
Yeah, but you think about their athleticism, the only team that kind of really, deal with New York in the finals, all stuff like that gives you experience, gives you confidence. And confidence for young players is the most important thing. And I think those guys are going this year with a lot of confidence. They're going to be well. But as far as and I think with Cleveland, it was a crazy year for them last year. And I don't know what's going to happen there, but them to have Orlando 10?
Yeah, or I mean, and then they're not buying the Heat either.
Yeah,
They got the Heat down around
I'm not
7.
buying the Heat yet either. I'm not buying the Heat either, but I just think Orlando is one of those teams. I think Orlando's going to be a lot better because they had a lot of injuries last year. And I think this year they're going to be a lot better because they got a good team. They got a good team. So that East is going to be a crazy, interesting setup, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how Kawhi going to fit in with Toronto? Is he going to be healthy? Who knows?
Has that trade officially gone through?
No, it is not.
First, I ain't got any news about that trade now officially going through.
No,
I assume
won't
that it might
until they close the investigation, which I would have to imagine they're going to get done before the season, arguably probably before preseason starts.
I think.
So you got to imagine in the next 30 days and probably sooner than that.
Yeah,
I think realistically the next couple weeks. But, I mean, I also thought that we would have had a bow on this thing way before we hit September and Labor Day, and here we are. I mean, it's creeping in on, and they're still.
Hey, and think about it. We literally almost a month away from the season starting.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to be into September, and then it's going to be like we're going to blink. Preseason's going to start beginning October, and we're going to be in it. Well, we do have some football stuff to get to on the show this week. We are going to play Shootaround this week. That's coming back because I had somebody throw it at me on that. Hey, why don't you guys play Shootaround? So I've got some good Shootaround topics for y'all. We'll get into that.
Okay.
I did want to just briefly play. I wanted to get your take on Deshaun Watson. So Cleveland names Deshaun Watson, getting into some of the football stuff this week.
Thank God, I've been waiting.
We are here. We are into football, baby. And we have picks, by the way. Week 0 picks we're going to make. So we're going to start with our picks this week. But Deshaun Watson gets the nod at QB1 over Shedeur Sanders. Cleveland, I think they feel like they had to know this was coming. He was the guy they spent all the money on. If he's healthy, he's probably going to be QB1. Deshaun not too thrilled with the fans in Cleveland though. After he got at practice, he got booed at practice. The previous Saturday, he got up in front of the crowd said this.
I think you guys know too, and I think the whole world knows. It has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So I think it's a disrespectful thing. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that.
But don't you think, Deshaun, that winning and playing better would eliminate some of that booing?
Last time I played on this field, I tore my Achilles. And that same fan base, they cheered when I got hurt. So what does that have to do with anything about performance? When a person get hurt, especially for your own city, and they cheer.
So he came back to the podium earlier this week and was like, hey, that's my bad. I apologize. I got caught up in the emotion of it. But, I mean, he got booed pretty good at practice. Yep. And, again, it's a preseason. It's you know what I mean? It's not like it's...
Well, he threw, a couple interceptions, right?
Yeah, he didn't look great. But he got the nod at QB1. And I feel like... And again, I can't speak to this, Rob. You probably speak to this a little bit better as a professional athlete.
I got booed.
Well, no, not that got booed, but like if you're behind a microphone, you have to be very cognizant of kind of how you approach certain things. Mm-hmm. You had to know they were going to ask you, how do you feel about the Boo Birds? And you can't get up there as QB1 and go, man, these people suck. Like that's not going to endear you anymore to the fan base. They're going to come for you twice as hard next time.
Yeah, I remember one time after a game, when I was in the Lakers, and I I got asked a question. And I remember this. This is how me and Brad Turner, BT, became really good friends. I said something. He's like, ho, Rob, think about this. Do you really want to say that? He actually stopped me. And I was like, yeah. And he looked at everybody and said, don't print that. He hot right now. Think about it. Take a deep breath. And then I went in and I said, you know what? And I said what I really wanted to say, which was something else, but in a better way.
Yeah,
and that's the whole thing about it. You know, you can, and that's the hard part. And that's why I tell young guys, the best thing to do is always, do everything you can do and then get dressed in the back and before you speak to the media, because you have time to cool down, think about it, because so many times after the game, you're upset and you have to talk to me and you haven't taken that gap to analyze everything and really, come to terms with yourself and with the situation and what happened. And so for me, I've learned from that moment, because I've said things before that I regret saying, and I said things before I'm mad that they can get printed right. But that's the nature of the business. Like they're saying, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it, so you can't get mad at what happens with it. That's why you get paid millions and millions of dollars to play a sport. Yep. And so many people would love to be in your position. So it comes with the territory. They're gonna boo you.
It just booed you.
I booed you right off the feed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you back?
All right, you back.
Oh,
you locked up. You locked up on us for a second. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. They're gonna boo you.
Yeah, they're gonna boo you. It's gonna happen.
It's been a crazy whirlwind for Deshaun Watson, between the legal stuff, like you said, him rupturing his Achilles, and now
that's
trying to look a certain way.
That's all stuff you have to take into account when you go, okay, they're booing me. I get it. Like, you have to be able to go, okay, I understand. Like, there's been enough off the field shit where you can go, okay, I get where it's coming from. I don't love it. I feel like it's disrespectful, but I understand it, because fans
now the rupturing
are fans.
of the Achilles is not his fault.
No, of course not. But like all the off-field stuff.
Oh, for sure.
You got to be able to go, okay, I get it.
The money, all of this is geared toward the money.
Yes.
He's getting paid
a mountain of money.
It is a huge chunk of money.
Yes.
And we all know when you're getting paid a huge chunk of money, whether things are in your control or out of your control, if it doesn't lead to you being on the field and earning the money that you get, they're going to boo you, unfortunately. Yes. And when you're a Browns fan and you've been through as many they've been through more quarterbacks than some folks that have been through draws for their entire life.
How many first-round picks have the Browns had at quarterback that have flamed out?
It's ridiculous.
Horribly. Like, the list is almost inconscionable when you think about it.
But this is the worst one out of all because of the money that's behind it. Like, they gave him a fully guaranteed contract.
Yes.
And the reason why he's QB1 right now is because I'd rather have him on the field to at least see what he looks like and give my fan base a chance to see, hey, we're trying to get the most out of the $50 million that he's making a year, versus having that $50 million sit on the bench and hold a clipboard.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think George Sanders probably at some point will take over QB1 at some point during the season. I just think Deshaun is a shell of himself. And the Browns got to bite the bullet. It's another quarterback that they got to flush down the toilet eventually.
Oof.
Man.
Yeah, it's a tough look for the Browns, man.
Yeah, it's a tough look. I think a lot of times you, as an athlete, you sometimes wish, like, damn, they got to put how much money I'm making out there in the public, and then that makes the people already perceive you as something, and then all of a sudden they say, okay, and we giving him this much money?
Yeah.
I'm like, and he's never played.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to when they gave him all that money, he was in those legal battles. So basically, you was paying him to be at home.
Yeah, to sit. You're paying him to sit out.
So I think that's what kind of pissed the fans off. Like, why are we paying this guy all this money? There's a reason the Texans let him go. There's a reason that he's in this trouble. Make him earn it. And I think a lot of times people think he hasn't really earned that money yet. And so he has a big uphill climb to go.
Yeah, he does. All right, before we get to football picks, we had a weird ruling in the NFL this week and in college football that is allowing NFL players to go back and seek eligibility in college football. There was a ruling in Louisiana that has allowed about a dozen players who were already on NFL rosters to return to college football for a fifth year. of eligibility. The SEC doesn't like it. They've already spoken out about it, but Lane Kiffin don't seem to care. Like, he's like, no, come on, who can I get? Who wants to come back and play for them LSU Tigers? This is another weird one where college sports is kind of in the crosshairs, man. This is another weird one.
You know, here's the funny part. They talking about the tight end for LSU that's going back.
Yeah.
And he never played. He never signed he hasn't signed a deal yet. So this one, I'm okay with because you're giving him a 5th year. It's no difference in a guy that was, went to a practice team, wasn't drafted, tried to make the team, yada yada, didn't make the team. He can come back. But when you leave on your own and say, okay, I got years left, and you leave, and then it doesn't work out. Oh, I want to come back now. That's what I have problems with. The only reason he left because he had no more years left. And so this one I'm okay with. But other ones, like the guy from Alabama, I was not okay with that. You thought you were better than what you were. You went to the NBA and you failed. And now you try to go back. No.
Once you enter into a training camp, in an NFL training camp, you are no longer a college football player. And what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of legal issues. You're going to have people wanting to sue the Big Ten, want to sue the SEC, want to do all of these things because now you're going to have more guys saying, well, my NFL career is not starting the way I'd like. Let me see if I can go back to college and have a better draft stock. But you're no longer a collegiate player because now you joined an NFL training camp. Even if you're an unsigned free agent, you are no longer a college player. You are now trying to make an NFL team. And I know guys have been trying to find loopholes in the system for a long time, and the NCAA got a whole lot of them that they can't cover up. So go do what you want to do. But this is going to get real. This is worse than the NIL stuff.
Oh, this is terrible.
Because you're not going to have guys. At what point in time are you going to have guys who've been through one season of the NFL and did not work out, and now they want to try to go back? They played a whole season or been on the roster for a whole season, and now it's not working out, and they say, hey, I want to go back to school.
See, I'm not okay with I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, but you're opening the floodgates for that.
But no, it's almost like, everybody had that COVID year. And so, okay, you get that COVID year. This is, to me, falls in that little category where you get the COVID year because this wasn't a rule yet of guys getting the 5th year. You know what I mean? So you didn't know you was able to get that 5th year until you was already trying out for these teams and stuff. So, and I'm totally in agreement with what you're saying. It's the fact that once you say, okay, I'm leaving them on this roster and you don't make the roster, yeah, but this guy is like, okay, I was on the roster, but all of a sudden, we get a 5th year. And to me, that's the only reason. Now, this is a situation where he's a junior and he says, I'm going to go to the pro and it doesn't work out. No. You have to be in the position where, it's certain circumstances that allow you. I know it's a sticky situation,
it's a slippery slope, man.
Yeah, it's very slippery slope. But this is the only one, this is the only way I'm giving you this because you didn't know you was able to have this until it was too late. You know what I mean? That's the only reason. So
for me, you said it yourself. It's too late. You didn't know until it was too late. Well, guess what? It's too late. You don't get to go back. You don't get to do it again.
Lane Kiffin is the last coach that you want to. He's the last guy that's ever going to speak out on anything like this because Lane Kiffin is going to look for an edge any way he possibly can.
Of course he can. And if LSU wins a national championship,
what's Shaq at when we need? That's the whole LSU. They're doing it in basketball too. They got a couple of basketball players over there. What's the guy? I can't think of his name. Was at St. John's? Mm-hmm. I think he's going to LSU to play. And he didn't. Was like in the draft and didn't get drafted. And so oh shit, I thought I was better than what I did and didn't get drafted. I got to go back to college now. So that one, for me, those are ones nope. You took that chance and thought you was better than what you
rolled the dice.
You got slapped in the face with reality. Yeah.
You don't get to come back. If Lane Kiffin finds some miraculous way to win himself a national championship, and he's got one guy on that roster who was in an NFL camp at any point, then they'll never be able to live that down forever. You can go ahead and take that chip, but it's going to have a big fat asterisk next to it for everybody that wants to throw shade at the bubble championship for the Lakers. You're going to get them same people throwing shade at the LSU championship with a couple of guys from NFL rosters on it. Because they're going to do the same thing. It'll be like Indiana Part 2. We just brought back the oldest guys we could, signed them up. They're NFL-style guys, but 30 years old, get out here. You got another year of eligibility. Let's run it back. All right, we got one game to pick in Week 0, and we're just doing it to get our feet wet. Not a lot of good games on the docket this week, but we do have college football kicking off this weekend.
Seriously?
Yes, Week 0 in the NFL this weekend. Saturday, the 29th, we have from Dublin, Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
North Carolina versus TCU. The Horned Frogs are laying 7.5 points in Dublin against the Fighting Bill Belichick's. Who would you like in the game? We will start with Robert Horry.
I'm still not trusting North Carolina yet because I just think of Michael Jordan in basketball, so I'm not going to trust them. So I'm going to roll with TCU.
Laying the 7.5 for TCU on the road in Dublin. All right, Harp, or I can go. Doesn't matter. However you want to do it.
I think I think this may. I don't know what this will start for them. Obviously, they left a bad taste in people's mouths from last season. But I'm going to say Bill Belichick gets a win. I think he brings a win back to U.S. soil, and we'll have this discussion again if North Carolina has turned it around. So I think they beat TCU.
Good for you. That's a good pick. I'm going to pick TCU by about 100 points. I think that team is in total disarray. Bill, I like Bill as a coach, but I don't think he's ever gotten his arms around college football. And it's that they've got holes, they got issues, they got defensive coordinators on leave, they got all kinds of problems at UNC. And I feel like TCU has been a perennially better team than most people anticipated them to be. I mean, they had a national championship appearance. They got smoked by the Dogs, but they got there. TCU, gonna show you something on the road in Ireland. I think TCU is gonna win big. I think TCU is gonna win by like 2 touchdowns. All right, well, we will have football picks in all of their glory back next week as we officially kick off the season. We have a lot of games.
You didn't want to talk about the USC San Jose State? That's the only game I thought that was playing.
Yeah, because they're really ranked, but UNC's, what's the line? Like 31.5?
Like 35.
Totally
yeah,
kidding.
they're like, it's not even a fun game to pick. It's like, can they cover is the name of that game. That's all it is. You know what I mean? Can they cover? Well, they're going to win, but can they score 35 more? So, yeah, I didn't put that on there, but. All right, let's do Big Shot of the Week. Then we will play Shootout, and we will call it a week. This week's Big Shot is going to go to John and Casey Adams from Rhode Island. Here is why. There's a pastry chef named Katrina Blankenfloor. Her and her husband had spent weeks building a custom little farm stand for their home bakery, and a bunch of D-bags around 2 o'clock in the morning stole the whole thing.
That's crazy.
Jerkasses. So these two strangers, by the way, John and Casey Adams, did not know these people, but saw the story online. Heard about it, talked to some neighbors, and they spent 12 hours building them a brand new bakery stand for nothing, just to get it out there and let these people get back to having like a lifestyle and a business. So big shot to a couple of people who just helped out a couple of strangers they saw on the news and did something really nice. 12 hours rebuilding a bakery stand for people you don't know is, I think that's big shot worthy. So John and Casey Adams, big shot.
Yes.
That was cool. Good for you guys. That was dope. All right.
Giving back to your community.
I love it, man. And helping strangers. I just like people who help out the strangers. All right. Shootaround is back. I'll remind you how this works. I give you guys a topic. You just go back and forth until one of you is unable to provide an answer to said topic. We are going to start number 1. We will go to Robert Horry first. There are 13 teams, Robert Horry, across the NFL, the NBA, and Major League Baseball who are not represented by a city. Okay? So they are not city. Can you name them? NFL has 5, NBA has 4, MLB has 4. Teams
They're
that
not
are
represented
named,
by a city.
Teams that are not named after a city.
Oh, and not named
So
after a city.
think a state versus a city.
So you're saying, like, if I say the Utah Jazz?
The Utah Jazz is on the list. That is absolutely correct.
Okay.
Robert Horry
All right.
gets a point for if I could find my little Google.
Are we just naming them across the sports?
Yes, across the so there's 13 across the 3 major sports: NFL, NBA,
Washington Nationals.
the Washington Nationals,
The Washington Wizards.
the Washington Wizards. Well, Technically, when the Nats and the Wizards, Washington is a city, but we're going to give it to you for DC as a territory.
But I was just joking. I was not who I was going to say though.
Okay. We're going to give it to you as a pass.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. All right.
Arizona Diamondbacks.
The Arizona Diamondbacks are on there. Robert Orr.
Denver Nuggets.
The Denver is a city, so that would be a big no. I'm sorry.
Oh, Colorado. Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, no. Denver is a city. Colorado is a state. So the point,
I'm really thinking.
if Harp can come up with one more, he wins the point here.
Texas Rangers.
The Texas Rangers on the list. Good job. All right, that's a point for Harp. Good job.
I'm like, just go.
The Arizona Cardinals.
Yep.
Yeah,
The
Arizona
Carolina
Cardinals.
Panthers.
Yep.
The Minnesota Vikings, Twins, and Timberwolves. All Minnesota teams.
The New York Giants.
No, in the city of New York.
Oh, they're in that way.
The city of New York. It's
New
still
York,
a city.
New York.
It's not named for a city.
Oh,
it's named
true.
for
I
a city in the
guess,
state.
yeah.
The Indiana
Whatever.
Pacers. The Golden State Warriors. And the Colorado Rockies would be the team.
Colorado Rockies.
So, all right.
Indiana Fever.
Yeah, well, I said the across MLB, NBA, but yeah, we'll give you the Indiana Fever. Sure. All right, Harp, you get to start this one. Football picks returned this week. We were very excited about it. Can you name me any of the 13 college football teams? There have been 13 of them who have won a national championship in the last 25 years. Last 25
Roll
years.
Tide.
Roll Tide. Alabama's got 6.
Indiana.
Indiana won it last year. They're a one and only.
Go Dogs. Go Dogs.
Georgia's got 2.
Michigan. Because they beat us.
They sure did. Michigan's got 1.
In my poor Brian Kelly Bayou LSU.
They got 3.
You said how many years?
Last 25.
25.
So Gators.
Gators got 2.
Just name
Ohio
all the teams in SEC.
Ohio State's got 3. Now the list starts to grow smaller.
No, it starts to dwindle now. This is where I'm going to mess
I
up.
got some more.
Was it 25 years ago when was that when Colorado won it?
No. Colorado's not on the list in the last 25 years. No.
Auburn.
Auburn, yes. Auburn won 1. Very good.
Cam Newton.
Harp's going to get himself another point here. All right, the ones you missed. Clemson had 2.
Yeah.
I forgot about Dabo.
That your boy.
That's your boy.
Your boy. USC's had 2.
Yep.
Texas is 1-1.
That's your state.
Texas won 1.
You name my state, fool.
Florida State had 1, and going back to 25 years ago, the 2001 Miami Hurricanes would have been the first
When did
one.
Colorado win it? That was like
1990 or
90 years ago.
something. Wasn't it 90?
Oh,
90.
It was at the year they split it with Georgia Tech, right? That they were
Yeah.
co-champions. Wasn't it that BS year? I think that was 1990. All right, Harp. If you can win one more of these things, the game's over. We go to question number 3. We'll start with Big Shot Bob himself. Across the same 3 big sports, Rob, we're looking at the NFL, NBA, and Major League Baseball. There are, there's 10 teams that are named after birds. Can you give me any team in NFL, NBA, or MLB named after a bird?
Orioles.
The Baltimore Orioles. Very good.
Eagles.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens. Very good.
Cardinals.
The Arizona Cardinals.
Cardinals.
The St. Louis Cardinals. Yes,
Oh,
very
yeah.
good. You got to jump up on that one. That was smart. That was a good move.
The Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons.
Pelicans.
New Orleans Pelicans. Good job. Only a couple.
The Blue Jays.
The Toronto Blue Jays. There are 2 left on this list. 1 NFL, 1 NBA.
NBA team? You said Hawks? Did we say the Hawks?
No, you're not. The Atlanta Hawks. Sorry.
Oh, my city. Dang, I don't know.
Yeah, all right, the last one on the list, if Harp can pull it, it's a W.
What sport is it?
It's an NFL team. The last one on the list, named after a bird.
Oh, I know it.
Oh.
Did we say the Ravens?
We did say the Ravens, so that's not going to count.
Dang.
Rob.
Seahawks.
The Seattle Seahawks. Nicely
You know
done.
what? You know, be honest, they
Good
in my
call.
team's division. I probably didn't need to say them because I hate them anyway. Hate them anyway.
They won the chip last year.
I don't care nothing about all
Sure
that.
did. They sure did. All right. Question number 4. We'll go back to Harper for this one. The Knicks won it all this year for the first time in over 50 years. It was their third. It was their third win in franchise history. So, not counting the Knicks, can you name the other 11 NBA franchises with multiple championship wins? So more
Lakers.
than one. Of course, the Los Angeles Lakers with 17.
Spurs.
The Spurs have 5.
Heat.
The Heat have 3.
Warriors.
Warriors have 7.
Pistons.
The Detroit Pistons have 3. I don't know why.
Bulls.
The Bulls have got
Ugh.
6. Yeah, 6.
Rockets.
The
I
Rockets
was
have.
saving that one.
The Rockets got 2, and that man has got the jersey on the wall behind him.
No, you stole from me. I was steal back from you.
Yeah.
I was saving that one because I knew you'd forget about it.
You're missing the number 1.
Bucks.
Bucks have 2.
Oh, did we say the Celtics?
We did not. The Boston Celtics have 18.
Yeah.
That leaves us with, one team we haven't named. One
That has multiple
that
championships.
has multiple championships. There's only one left on this list. Celtics, Lakers, Warriors, Bulls, Spurs.
Sixers.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. There's 2 teams on the list. Sixers is the other one.
Dang.
And there's one more.
Oh.
There's one more. You said the Pistons. You said the Heat. You said the Rockets. You said the Bucks.
Hold on, my mind. I'm going through. Rob look like he know it.
He's got a big old smile on his face.
Yeah, he do got a big old Kool-Aid smile on his face.
That could be a bluff, but we'll see.
It could be. Nah, I don't feel like it's a bluff.
I don't know it.
This one's a little tricky because
I'm-
it's technically 2 different franchises, but the same franchise, if that makes sense. 2 different.
What'd you just say?
2 different cities, same franchise, different cities.
Same franchise.
Well, I do know it then.
Okay,
Oh, Lord. I don't know why my mind is not working. I'm going
That's
to
okay.
squander this game.
that's okay.
Ding, ding.
Go
Can I
ahead.
go in there?
Rob, go ahead.
Supersonics, OKC.
There it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It
yeah,
is
that's the
OKC.
one. That's the
Technically,
one.
they get the Supersonics one as part of their franchise history.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
there you
that's
go.
true.
All right, Rob ties it up. It all comes down to the final category in shootout.
Final countdown.
The only way we like it on this show. There for those, and there's a lot of NBA teams that are constantly retooling. We talked about this before. Can you name the NBA franchises in the last 20 years who have had the number 1 overall pick in the draft? Not the player, just the franchise. They've had a number 1 pick going back 20 years. So we're going back to 2006.
Who's starting?
We'll start with Rob.
Going back to 2006?
Back to 2006, 20 years. There are a bunch of teams on this list who have had a number 1 pick.
Minnesota.
Minnesota's had 2. 2020, Anthony Edwards. 2015, Karl Anthony Towns.
The Hawks.
The Hawks, Zachary Richardson.
Dallas.
Dallas, 2025, Cooper Flag.
Wizards.
Wizards have had 2, AJ last year, and 2010, John Wall.
Oh, shit.
Number 1 picks in the draft in the last 20 years.
That means they had to suck, right?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Not necessarily.
There's a
New
couple
Orleans?
teams. New Orleans has had 2. Yes, you're absolutely right. 2012 AD, 2019 Zion.
Spurs.
Damn it.
The Spurs, 2023 Victor Wembanyama.
I'm trying to think of all the players that were number 1 picks.
A harp, a light bulb went off. I don't know what.
It wasn't them. They didn't have them. Didn't Golden State have the number 1 pick?
No, not in the last 20 years.
I thought they picked that guy from.
No Warriors
Oh,
on
that was
this
the 3rd
list.
pick.
No Warriors on this
That was
harp.
the 3rd pick.
The Sixers.
for the W.
That's my and that's just
Back-to-back
Seattle.
years. Markelle Fultz in 2017 and Ben
Portland.
Simmons in
I'm like, all
2016.
these teams in Portland had the #1 pick.
Yeah, they
All these-
did.
like,
Let's see. You guys missed Cleveland had 3.
Oh, yeah.
LeBron
They had
James.
Andrew Wiggins. No, this was after
Anthony
LeBron.
Bennett.
Wiggins, Bennett,
Anthony Bennett was the guy I was
and
thinking.
Kyrie Irving in 2011.
Yeah. That's
Portland 2007 had Greg Odom. Toronto, Chicago 2008 Derrick Rose. Clippers in 2009 Blake Griffin. Phoenix in 2018 DeAndre Ayton. And then more recently, the ones you guys didn't get, Detroit in 2021 Kate Cunningham.
Yep.
And then Orlando in 2022 got
I said
Paolo
Orlando.
Banchero. Oh, did you get Orlando?
I said Orlando.
All right, well, then it was on there.
That's my first pick.
Oh, yeah, there you
man,
go.
I'm saying
Okay, then it
Orlando.
was on there. So there you go. Good
Give
job.
it to him. It's his birthday.
Oh, look at that. Now we're just giving away handouts. Here's
Don't
some-
give me no backhanded gifts.
Yeah, here's a fake W and some government cheese. Have a good birthday.
hey, give me government cheese any day.
All right, well,
Maybe
happy
some
birthday,
cheese
brother.
toast.
We
Thank
love
you,
you.
man.
Yeah, happy
we
birthday,
appreciate
brother.
you, man. And everybody get up online and let Rob know happy birthday. Tell that man happy birthday. He deserves it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.